Hi, I'm Leslie Meredith. I'm here in Dubai at Breakbulk Middle East. I'm joined by His Excellency Khamis Buamim from the Dubai Maritime Council. Welcome.
Thank you.
So nice to have you here with us. He has just finished a presentation appropriately entitled View from the Top, where you sit. So tell us about what your main points were, what you wanted to convey in that session.
I think we are in a shady environment at this given time due to the economical scenario. The global picture is not as clear as many people would like it to be. And frankly speaking, we are almost like back to the future principle happening today.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I think people need to take a step back and realize that change and transformation are a good thing. They are not negative. They are very much positive. However, there are people who do that through special tools, and I think part of that tools is the holistic approach, where you can totally understand the problem and totally resolve all these problems. You cannot segregate them. Unfortunately, we lived for too long segregating issues and segregating problems. In certain cases, you will find, oh, this is a US problem, this is a European problem, this is an Arab problem, this is, when it's in fact, no. It's a business-driven problem specific to that single business environment.
Regardless of geography.
Absolutely. And we need also to think ahead on how we can cultivate growth and make sure it's, for growth there is cycles. And each cycle, it requires a different thinking and a different approach and a different, analyzation of it. But we seems to be driven by the same principles. You find certain things, austerity measures in certain parts of the governments, be it or others, and then cost rises. That what happens, it demolish basically the infrastructure of the business, and cost becomes an issue when the global transformation is in a different trend. And now we are looking at, if you look at the global thing, everybody is talking about, technology-based environment, which is fine, but that doesn't feed the world, okay? That doesn't capitalize on the growth of human income, So we need to be careful how we balance these, and we need to put our money where it needs to be based in order to sustain, because that's critical. We have to sustain before we grow.
Right, exactly. Yes, we do need sustainability. So can you give us an example, an issue that you think is one of the most critical today that we need to be looking at in a different way to prepare for tomorrow?
I think it's number one, the global market has a regional sectorial areas. They're not global in the sense that people think of. There is no such a thing as that. It's dependent on needs and requirement. Our resources exist in certain places around the globe, and we interact based on trade and economical exchange in order to take this product from one place to another. Transportation is a critical part of the whole sector, logistics and so on. So we need now to rationalize, at one stage it was maybe a building material, today is a different one. And we need to rethink the philosophy so we continue to evolve based on market needs rather than this is what I'm doing, it's not doing well process. So I think it's a different way of thinking. But the bottom line always will be that you have to understand there is a large transformation happening. Unfortunately, you have when you think about the financial institution, they backed off. When you think about driven forces, market expansion is slowed down. So you need to think also how to balance your company and your business in order to sustain and then for the future to grow with the potentials.
Absolutely. Just one last thing. Tell us a little bit more about the Dubai Maritime Council and what do you do here in the region?
We are a group of professionals, different companies, different individuals, different leaders, and we always exchange knowledge. It's a platform that serves Dubai interest and the UAE interest. And also it creates an environment of exchanging ideas, and we do certain visits, international or otherwise. So it's a combination where we can support each other. We cannot do, each company cannot do everything. So each company knows that you may have a company that can serve part of this project, and interface take place where we communicate on that platform.
Well, that sounds like you're not only setting a great example for collaboration and opening up that communication, but sharing ideas
is the critical part.
Absolutely critical for success and thinking ahead, because we don't really know, do we? We know there's a lot of change, but we have to be open-minded to adapt.
Absolutely. Adaptation is critical, sustaining, and thinking ahead. You have to think. You have to see beyond that mountains.
I like that. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your views with us.